Welcome to the Rolling Out Design and Dialogue Experience. These are where some of the dopest convos in the universe occur. We have an amazing chat today. This panel, this fireside chat, we got a one-on-one, the winning formula to a discipline, YOLO, life. And speaking of winning formulas, this chat is sponsored by none other than Patrol Grooming, #1 aftershave on the market, as well as Beard Patrol and Skin Patrol as well. So make sure you all view all of the products for your male grooming needs, patrolgrooming.com. But we have a very special guest with us today, Darius Biddings. He is a recent graduate of FAMU Law School. You all are looking at a lawyer specializing in entertainment. But this brother does more than just law. He is also a model, content creator, and everything that we see from our most brilliant, dynamic young professionals representing, the next generation. So, Darius, man, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, man. And how you feeling, man? You're just coming off of the stage, man, as a alumni rattler, man. How's that feel?
Yes,
Graduating law
sir.
school.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Man, listen, it feels amazing. It's been a long and a rough last 3 years, but I made it through the journey and I'm here where I am now. But the race isn't over yet. So the next couple of months is gonna determine, the rest of my life. So, you know.
No doubt. But
Mhm.
you seem prepared. You've made it this far in the journey. So man, I want to salute you in advance.
Thank you.
For all of the great things that you'll be doing. And that's up. We're going to talk about that whole journey and everything that you have coming up. But we are so proud to have you here, man. And there's the statement that you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Hmm.
But even meeting you, it was a couple of years ago. Shout out to Meow and Barks Boutique, in Jacksonville, Florida, and you came through. Your lady was also a model with them as well, and we were doing, capturing some content, and you fit right in. There was a need for a dapper, young black male to be able to represent, and you did so as well. So just the ease of which you just transitioned. And you came in there, you had on this peak coat, it was going into the winter time, and before we knew it, we were actually rolling into, a pandemic, crazy enough. But yeah, you came and you did your thing. So you go against that, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're on the side of says who. You're
Right.
graduate law school, top scholar, and you still have time, to design the life, that you want, for your social benefits, for, so many other things to experience and have a fulfilling life. So, and you're a father, family man as well. So salute, your son is 2 years old, I believe, correct?
Yeah, yeah. He'll be 2 in August.
Okay, 2 in August, no
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt. Well, we'll get into that. But without further ado, Darius, man, tell us first. I want to know because you have just a dapper style about yourself and the energy, your character, personality. What celebrity would you describe your YOLO lifestyle to, and why?
Well, I would say, despite recent news, I would typically compare myself to Will Smith. I say that because he's a very outgoing and adventurous guy. He's always hardworking and working towards the next big thing, and I kind of looked up to that. And I would say that for anything that I think that I would want to accomplish, I just take whatever necessary steps that I need to take in order to reach my goals or make my dreams come true.
Man, that's a timely example. Will Smith, man, super dope, but has had a moment.
Yeah.
So we're talking about designing these winning formulas that allow us to be disciplined and living the life that we want. So we've seen Will Smith at his highest highs. He was at his highest high at that event. What was your takeaway from that entire experience? What did you learn from that moment that was very critical for most of us, but particularly black males that have looked up to Will Smith and saw what many would say was a low moment, to learn from and to
Mhm.
repair.
Right. I would say that I 100% agree with Denzel Washington's response to Will Smith during that whole situation. And I'm not sure if you knew what he said, but he basically told Will that the devil steps in at your highest moment, but it's up to you how you react, and what you're gonna do in that situation. That's what matters at the end of the day. So I think I'm not criticizing anybody, but certain things probably shouldn't have happened. There's other ways to go about certain situations, and like you said, you have to be disciplined. Have to be.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Well, Darius, share your story, and what was this journey from your upbringing, from Jacksonville, Florida, to what I heard was a very just star-driven sports career, particularly in high school as a track athlete, and the decision to go to law school and to graduate, which is what you did two weeks ago.
All right. Um, well, I'm not originally from Jacksonville. I was born in Vallejo, California. I lived there until I was about either 9 or 10, and then we moved to Jacksonville to be closer to a little family on my mom's side. But I know what I can remember when I was a kid. I used to actually always have a dream of becoming an actor, and so I know like throughout like middle school and high school, I was always taking a bunch of theater, and even college, I was taking a bunch of theater and drama classes, a whole bunch of public speaking classes, and I had a dream to go that route. But it was one point during high school. I want to say it was during high school that the whole Trayvon Martin case was going on, and that I want to say that moment during that time is what really sparked my interest into wanting to get to become an attorney and to practice law, because I just remember sitting back and watching like the case. I was reading up the details of the case, and it didn't sit right with me, and so especially the whole outcome of the case, it really put a bad taste in my mouth about some of the things that was going on, and I felt as though that there wasn't enough people, especially of color, that was out there representing minorities, and so I feel like more people in my position, if we're able to get to the point of power where we can actually make a change towards that, then why not do it? You know, um, and so that was really my driving force, my where I initially got the idea of going to law school. Um, but I know you mentioned me running track. Yeah, I did run track. That's a whole different story. Um, I started running track. I want to say was it ninth or 10th grade, and I swear I was the slowest person on the team. I was the slowest person on the team. Um,
What
and
event did they initially put you in?
what was that?
What event did they initially put you in for track and field?
I think it was the 400, which is the
Okay.
worst race to put anybody in. They call it the man's race for a reason, and I was not in shape for that one.
Hmm.
But like I said, I was the slowest person on the team. I got criticized a lot for not being good enough, not doing this, not doing that, and I kind of took that that criticism, and I took it back home, and like when the summer would come and even on the weekends, I would spend extra hours at the track or in the gym, just trying to get stronger, trying to get faster, and then sure enough, I think it was my junior year. I won my first race, and after I won my first race, I was like, oh, I like how that feels. And so from there on, I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and keep on putting in the work, keep on putting in the work, and then next thing you know, like one by one, I was just knocking people off my team. Just really increasing my speed, increasing my skill, and I was doing a lot of research, like even online, watching YouTube videos, watching professional track races, like listening to different coaches and mentors about just like the minor details that I need to fix. And so I took that, and I was able to ultimately get looked at from colleges. Um, you know, I got scholarships, and then which ultimately led me to running college up there in North Carolina. Um, so yeah, it was a long journey for that too, for sure.
Hmm. And what college in North Carolina?
I went to the University of Mount Olive. It's a
Okay.
small school in North Carolina. If you ever seen a pickle jar that says Mount Olive, that's where it's at.
Okay. No
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, man, that experience. So even and one, you got the Cali vibes. You were at a model shoot and for patrol grooming, and there as well. Many people were that I talked to at the shoot. They were saying, "Man, Darius is just he's got a different glow, to him." And they didn't even. I'm not even sure they knew you were, a lawyer, but. Man, just that Cali energy, and then being able to showcase that as well in Florida. But when you talk about track, and I think that's sports is such a phenomenal just category, of a life experience, and very much for Black males, and it teaches you so much about life. I think we have to identify with certain categories in life, or in realms. So sometimes it may be technology for some, it may be reading books for others, it may be church for some, but for many of us in our communities, it's sports. And there's a winning spirit, there's an element to performance. There's a hero's journey, and one of the best ways to capture it, a lot of times, or see it and feel it, is in sports.
Hmm.
And it's no better feeling to experience that hero's journey and to go from what you said, the slowest person on the track team to the fastest, and knocking them off and getting the rewards from putting in all of that work. So when we're talking about the winning formula to a discipline, YOLO life, the discipline and the work comes in, then you perform, then you get the rewards from that. So what
Right.
was your biggest takeaway from that experience, and how did that allow you to transition into college and eventually law school?
Well, like I said, like during that journey, it was definitely a lot. It was a lot to learn. And I really do appreciate everything that I had to go through in order for me to step up in each step. And I wanted to make sure that I was improving, regardless whether it was minor improvements, as long as I was progressing and improving in any area. I was always appreciative of it. And you know I want to say a part of that experience, it knocked me down, which I felt like it would knock down anybody. But you have to know when to pick yourself back up. Because I know there's one quote that I always follow from Denzel Washington. He said you fall down 7 times, get up 8. And so I follow that with everything that I do. No, like anytime that I feel like I'm falling down, or I keep on falling down, I keep failing, I keep failing, I keep failing. I always tell myself, get up, get up, get up. Because if you get up that last time, you never know. That last time might be your time. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love, what, that's the universe works in such synchronicity. I just posted that today.
Really?
And it came, I guess it's a Japanese proverb. So it's a Japanese book, and it was a quotable in there. And Denzel
Hmm.
shares that. I saw that when he,
Yeah.
he won an award, and he shared that quote. And so I thought about it, for some reason I'm into math. So I'm like, rise 8 times, get knocked down 7, get up 8. I'm like, how's that work? But you have to start on the rise. So whenever
Hmm.
you start as a rise. You're a
Hmm.
father now. So, you start, the children, you start them with as big of an advantage as you can give them. And when you start a class, you're starting pretty much at the highest level. And you can maintain that level, or you can work your way down.
Right.
And so, yeah, so you start there. If you start, okay, I got up one time, I failed. That's one. Got up, failed. Two,
Hmm.
three, four, five, six, 7. Stay up, like you said. Stay up on that next one, and you go up 8.
Hmm.
Don't fall again. So you start
Right.
on the rise and you end on the rise, which is exactly what you're showing. So,
Right.
man, salute, and tell us, man, get it, bring us into law school. Um, we often, probably one of the most aspirational careers
Hmm.
is to be a doctor or a lawyer. So you took on the challenge to go to law school. It takes a lot. You have to pass the test to get into it, and then you have to do a lot. And from my understanding, law school is based on the curve.
Yeah.
So they're letting you know everybody's not coming out of there.
Yeah.
It's not A, B, and pass at the C. It's like, no, we would need a certain percentage that are going to graduate, and it's going to be based on the curve. And if you don't hit that, you don't move on to become a lawyer. So tell us about that journey, and what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome?
Well, for sure the biggest challenge was getting into law school. A lot of people probably don't know this, but initially when I first took the entry exam, the LSAT, I didn't get into any law school. But that was due mostly in part to lack of preparation, lack of studying. But after performing so poorly during that first time that I took the entry exam, I was like, I got to get my stuff together. Like, this is what I want to do, and so in order for me to get there, I have to do whatever it takes, read whatever books, do whatever courses, watch whatever videos in order for me to get there. So by the time I took the entry exam the second time around, I was like, okay, I'm about to knock this out the park. And so the difference between the first time and the second time, it was a major difference. And so I was able to actually get into the school that I wanted to, which is obviously FAMU College of Law. And I was ultimately accepted, and I was extremely happy because it was a major accomplishment for myself, and a major accomplishment for my family, because I'm a first lawyer, I'm a first generation lawyer in my family, and so that was already an accomplishment by itself. Now, I know you mentioned being in law school. Not everybody's gonna make it out, and that was one of the first things that we were told on our first day of law school. They told us to look to your left and right. The person sitting next to you is not going to be here by the time you graduate, which is definitely true. There, I can say that I want to say our class got cut pretty big, and a lot of people that I started off with was no longer there when I graduated 2 weeks ago, which is sad. But law school, you have to put in time and time and time and effort, and there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But I don't think it should intimidate anybody. It's definitely something that will probably develop you into a better learner, into a better person overall. But I think overall that the experience, it was um it was a good one. Aside from COVID, COVID kind of messed up a lot of stuff. But we everybody that I graduated with, we conquered, and we survived, and we're here now.
Wow. And you mentioned, it was hard passing the LSAT. So, you doubled down on the work. If you could almost, if a rough estimate, how many hours did you have to put in to prepare for the LSAT that second time where you passed it?
Um, well, I was in the library 5 days a week for about, I want to say, 5 hours. I would be in the
Okay.
library because I would have practice. I would have a full day already by itself during college, and so I would go to class, go to practice, grab some food, and then after that point, after I ate my dinner, I'll stay in the library until it closed at around, like, I want to say it closed around 11. And so yeah, I want to say like roughly 5 hours a day for 5 days a week. And
So when you got into the library, because I want, the young people who are, aspiring lawyers to hear this, and then those who want to be great, many entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs and professionals, are, viewers that are rolling out, like this design and dialogue, chat. And a lot of times we don't know the work. Like there's a book, it's called Warrior Book, and it
Mhm,
says, just the main tips to, success is stop lying. And they use some different language in there. So they say
mhm.
stop lying. um, they say tell the truth and do the work. So you were able to identify early that, hey, I got to put in this work. I got to
Mhm,
stop lying and thinking that I walk in, take a test, off of whatever preparation or intelligence I currently have. Like I got to put in that mental work. I got to put in that grind, and I got to figure this thing out, as you said. So
mhm.
that was for, you said 5 days, 5 hours a week. So you were, is that an 8 to 1 situation? Is that a 6 to 11? What 5 hour
That
realm is
was
that?
like that was more like a 5 to 11.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, like a
cool.
five. I would either start at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. and I would be there until the library closed at 11. But
Word,
one thing I
word.
would say that's the most important thing for anybody who plans on studying for the entry exam: put your phone down. It's not going nowhere. Trust me. Your phone is not going anywhere. Put your phone face down. Put it in your backpack. Put it on your floor, on something, and just lock in. Lock in on the books. Lock in on whatever program you have on your laptop. And I know for sure the biggest thing that helped me was taking like actual exams, like full length exams. I would take it every Sunday. I would take one full length
Wow.
exam every Sunday, and then the Monday afterwards, I would reflect and review over like the questions that I got wrong. I would look over why I got the questions wrong and why the correct answer was right. Just review is a big thing. You always have to it's really important to understand why you're getting certain things wrong, and just you got to do it.
Yeah, I'm shout out to founder of Rolling Out, Munson Steve, and he has this concept, the scoreboard, and it's whatever we're doing in our culture, and even in our individual, pursuits, have the scoreboard goal of what we're doing and have a way of tracking that. And
Right.
KPIs, key performance indicators, and those metrics. And so and I think when it comes to tests, and even for younger students, the biggest test you got to take in high school is the ACT, SAT. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we stumble into it, take it, get whatever score, but they're awarding people, scholars, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
That, and like you said, these decisions, like you said, taking this bar exam, is changing the trajectory of your life,
Mm-hmm.
and generational wealth, and so on
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So with these exams, and you just gave the perfect model, there's no reason for a high school student to be taking an ACT or SAT, not preparing in advance, and not taking the actual test the way
Mm-hmm.
that you were taking the LSAT
Yeah.
once a week. Like, see where you're at. Like, once again, that principle from that Warrior book: stop lying, tell the truth. If
Mm-hmm.
you're getting whatever score and it's below what's needed, at least accept those circumstances.
Right.
That's where you're at. And then in every program, whether it's 13-step program, it always starts with tell the truth. Be honest with yourself, admit who you are, where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can build to where you want to go. And you had that the work ethic, and those hours that you put in. So amazing, man. And what was the biggest takeaway, where you felt like you got in a groove? And one time, I'm gonna shout out once again Patrol Grooming, because when you're shaving and you get in that groove, especially for us brothers that want to avoid, the bumps and the inflammation, and our face, kind of peeling
Mm-hmm.
out, and our head if we're shaving it, and all those things. Like, they have a formula, so it works. Like, I use this aftershave, and like my face is smooth, and I don't be having the bumps, and I know what it feels like. We have ingrown hairs because our hair grows, in a curly way, and then if we don't moisturize our face well enough, it will curl back in, and that's the ingrown hair. So,
Mm-hmm.
without dropping the science, once again, Patrol Grooming, dope, dope product, brothers. Man, get your face, get your beards, all of that right. Go to patrolgrooming.com. But talking about overcoming those humps and those bumps in life, and a lot of times in our community, we don't get the game like what you're sharing. We don't get the actual blueprint, where if you're going to, take this law exam, the LSAT, buckle down for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. The weekends you can YOLO, you can turn up, you can relax, but you said two words that I love: lock in. And a lot of times we don't have that in us. And I'll just share this. Athlete, shout out to Victory Rock. It's a great basketball preparatory academy. My son went there, did some great work, and came out of there with an offer. But one of the coaches said the difference between D3, D2, D1, semi-pro, pro, NBA, or any professional realm, law, medicine, wherever, it's success is determined by how long can you sustain maximum intensity. So even when you're running track, everybody probably got a good quick two bursts, but can you
Mm-hmm.
get them? What you looking like at 40 yards or 100, or what you were doing at 400? How That's all about how long can you, because you got to run fast
Yeah.
and you got to hit,
You gotta have the
your
endurance.
stride for around that whole track. So how long can you maintain maximum intensity? So when you said turn your phone off, put that thing away, and can you lock in for 5 hours? And can you do that 5 days a week? And can you do that for a couple of months before your exam?
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that, the sky's the limit. Anything is
Right.
possible.
Right.
But you got to be able to lock in. So I asked, on the law school tip, what was the one takeaway where you felt like you got your groove, you got your stride, overcame the obstacles that cut a large percentage of those that were in school with you? When you look to your left and your right,
Mm-hmm.
2 years, a year later, you didn't see those people. You didn't see them on the graduation stage. What was your key revelation to your breakthrough that allowed for you to excel?
Yeah, so pretty much like you said, I think the biggest thing that really helped me, especially during law school, was reflection on things that I was doing wrong and things that I need to improve on probably. And I can say that that was the difference between how I started out and how I finished. I made major improvements, and I can say that I think that one thing that I always follow is that all this stuff that I'm doing right now, and it goes for anybody. If you're studying for an exam, or you have an interview or anything, or anything major, it's only temporary. If you like you studying for an exam, you doing this, you doing that, it's only temporary. Just put the work in temporarily, and it's gonna pay off in the long run. So that was the mindset that I had this entire time, and even now, studying for the bar exam. I'm only studying for the bar exam once, one and done. It's temporary. I'm gonna put myself through it now, so I don't have to worry about it ever again later.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing for a lot of these tests. We have these tests in life. I love this quote. It stated that when you're a child, you learn a lesson and then you get tested. Um, the other way is when you're an adult, you get tested, then you learn a lesson.
Yeah.
So, as we get older, a lot of times we're tested on that front end. And however we deal with things, then we learn from that. And I always feel like, we're either winning or we're learning, never losing. Because you can get up on that eight, like Denzel said, fall down seven, get up eight.
Yeah.
So you're either winning or you're learning. So
Yeah.
take that, if there's somebody gets cut from a team, if somebody, doesn't, pass the exam, to enter, the school of their choice, like take it as a learning. And that's what you did. You learned. And
Yeah.
college gives you that experience over and over again. And I
Mm-hmm.
found in college, probably one of the greatest things it does, it teaches you, you learn how to learn. You
Mm-hmm.
learn how to really, like, there was a library and you needed every hour and every minute of it till it closed at 11 to be able to lock in. So, um, man, that is very significant, man. So I'll ask, this was I remember, and I'm just gonna share because I'm proud of you, Darius. I remember we
Thank you.
met, you were just going into law school, and you
Yeah.
was like, man, we met, and you was like, yeah, law school it's a beast. I was like, well, bro, here go my number, man. If I can help with whatever, I don't know law, I don't know the Constitution like that, but man, would love to help a brother that's gonna help change some things. So, and you reached out, you was like, man, and I think I told you I have a colleague of mine who went,
Mm-hmm.
to FAMU Law.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Attorney Charles G and Lee Law Firm. And you reached out and you was like, bro, you still connected, I may need your friend's help. And you was like, man, I'm hitting you up because you the source. You can connect. But
Mm-hmm.
man, help me with somebody who passed this, who went through this rigor, and you all connected. And it seems like he may have helped in some sort of way. But
Mm-hmm.
man, a lot of times we're too bashful to reach out for help. Like we're in these silos where we're hurting, we're challenged, we're
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed, we're burdened, and we don't reach out. And as we got to understand that we have a brotherhood. For our sisters, there's a sisterhood, and for
Yeah.
all of us, there's a community, there's a culture where we help each other. We want each other to win
Yeah.
because the more you win, man, the better the situation is going to be. When we get that headline, later on, that something horrible has happened in our community, we need strong people who have gone through the fire. And if
Mm-hmm.
we don't help them, in doing so, then what's the accountability to help, our community in the most authentic way? So salute for you reaching out, during that time. And obviously you excelled and now you're that resource. So now there's going to be some young brother that comes through and be like, man, I'm going to law school, but it's whooping my behind. And I'm afraid that the people who was looking left and right at me, are going to be looking at somebody that's not going to be there.
Yeah.
And I can, plug them with you, as well.
Yep.
So yeah. Let me ask, what's also special, man, when I met you right before the pandemic, you were becoming a father. Like you had a child on the way, and that is the ultimate transition
Mm-hmm.
for any young man, especially if you're in law school. So salute to you, man, your
Thank
beautiful
you.
family, your child. How did you manage this major life transition during a very unprecedented time? You had a child during COVID,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, it definitely was not easy at all. But I did what I had to do, and you know, bringing my son into the world, it gave me like a boost of motivation, for sure. And it kind of made me even it kind of made me want it even more. It made me that much more hungrier, and it built my drive, and everything that I do now is for my family. Even me taking the time, countless hours in a day to study for the bar exam, I'm doing this all for them. It's not even necessarily for me. It's just to make sure that I build a better foundation for my son, better than what I had, or better than what most people may have had, to kind of give him a life that I couldn't have a child growing up. And just going through that, and especially him being a baby during the time I'm in law school and during COVID, all those things combined, just like, man, it knocked me down. I'm not even gonna lie, it knocked me down. But like I said, I kept on going, kept on going. I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't taking anything less. And um, my dad always told me, do what you need to do so that you can do what you want to do. And so I'm always just working towards, exactly what I want, you know.
That's a great quote. Do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do. And
Hmm.
also, I believe it goes right along with that. You're either going to do what you love or do it for who you love.
Right.
And a lot of times it's the same. So a lot of, you know, um, rolling out is all about championing, those in our culture to pursue their dreams, and you should like
Yeah.
go there. But sometimes before you're that major actor or that amazing, world-renowned entertainment lawyer or that NBA NFL athlete or that entrepreneur that's making millions or that content creator influencer that's got, 500,000 followers and getting paid, thousands to just make a post. Before that, you have to do something that you might not want to do,
Yeah.
but you have to do it like you love it. And if that is because you actually do love it and you're a pain freak, so you're going through whatever in law school or you're going through whatever in the weight room or whatever it is to get to your higher self, great. But for many
Hmm.
of us, most don't like the pain and the struggle that
Yeah.
goes through what you need to do during the dis. But is the reward is that great enough?
Right.
Like you said, creating generational wealth, an apex of a foundation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, for your child and your family. Is that worth running through a wall for?
Yeah.
And like you said, Darius, that's a very empowering thing for fathers as well as mothers. I think we got phenomenal mothers and
Hmm.
fathers in our community. We become superheroes. Your son looks at you as a super. You're the biggest, strongest, smartest, most attractive, like everything that he can see in greatness, he sees that through you. And that's probably the best way for him to learn that.
Hmm.
And in doing so, they're looking for you.
Right.
They're relying on you. And what greater reward than to deliver and pass on, to them. And I
Hmm.
think when we amplify that, and then, okay, so my child is going to be good. Right now, you're on the track. Your child is good. He's going to be good, and you're busting through, with that. But then it's okay. What about his friend? Because he's going to have a friend if he doesn't already, and he may not
Hmm.
have the same type of father figure. And he may not have the same type of, financial resources. And so, how do we help empower that person? And when you mentioned Trayvon Martin, that was to me one of the first times where I saw a situation and said, what if everybody responded like that was their son? Where would we be at? And I
Right.
think those are certain. It takes a lot to go outside of ourselves, but I think that's why fatherhood is so special because it's one of the first times that we get that feeling that I will do anything for this person.
Absolutely.
I will sacrifice my life for them. So on a greater Black culture conversation, what does that look like? when we're able to have that same sort of passion and accountability and even sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have to be like, but sacrifice in terms of time, sacrifice in terms of um, anything that we can share to help uplift, empower, mentor, others. What does that look like? And
Mm-hmm.
you're in a special space right now where you've gone from the student to now, in many cases, the specialist, the expert, the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beautiful transition. It happens all the time. And yeah, at some point you'll probably get to the stage where, like me, they'll call you Unc or OG, Pops. I'll be like, when do I
Uh-huh.
become Pops on the court playing with these youngins?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, beautiful thing. So
Yeah, I
man,
100% agree with you when you're saying that some people they're kind of in a sense afraid of the pain, but I can say that I think everybody goes through that. I went through it. I still go through it. Don't be afraid of the pain. Don't be intimidated by what you see, and don't be intimidated by the work. Like I said before, it's only temporary. Just put the work in. It's
mm,
only going to be for now. Just put the work in. That's all you need to do, and don't be afraid. Just keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Because I promise you, it's gonna work out. Because as long as you keep on working towards something, it's always gonna work out. But the moment you stop, you're never gonna see the success. So don't stop.
hmm You're absolutely right. There's this concept. It's called the compound effect. It's a great book by Darren Hardy. But man, one of the greatest examples of, man, they propose the question: would you rather, $1 million or a penny that doubles every day for a month? And most, with some common sense, would be like, man, give me the million.
Right.
Like, don't play no games with me. But that penny, without going through it, it doubles from, um, man, I'm gonna do it very, very, very quick, man. It's a penny, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 cents, 64 cent, $1.28, 2.56, almost $5. So in 10 days, it's $5. That's not a lot. You can barely get a cup of coffee with that. But if
Mm-hmm.
you keep going, 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, man, what I'm talking about, 320, 240. Then you go, and at that 15th day, man, it goes on and on. And what ends up happening is, in that 15th day, man, to fast forward through all of that, at the 30th day and the 25th day, it ends up being $1 million. And then it doubles from there. And
Right.
by the end of a 31-day period, it's actually, $10 million. So if you go through that,
Exactly.
you have, just a great example of what a penny can do when it compounds, all those days.
Right.
And so, but it starts with a penny. So that's just a rule of investment. But, even
Right.
greater than that, is that small things, compounded over time, create great results.
Right.
So there's it's a small example there. But let me ask, what's the best advice for young Black males becoming more disciplined? What's your winning formula?
Um, like I said, just lock in, stay focused, and just don't ever lose sight of your goal. As long as you have, just focusing on that goal. And if you want it as bad as you say you want it, then you will get it. Because like I said, like you can have whatever you want. You just have to put the work towards. You have to put the work in. You have to lock in, eliminate any distractions. Just dedicate that time every single day. Whether you're making minor progress, major progress, as long as you're making some sort of progress and you're staying focused, it's gonna happen. Trust me,
Hmm
because like I said,
hmm
I've been through times where I wasn't as focused as I should have been, and I learned from those experiences, and it allowed me to become better and improve in areas that I didn't even think I would ever improve in. And so I would think that would probably be the best advice that I would give to somebody. Just lock in, lock in.
Absolutely. Lock in. Love that, man. You may have to find a way to trademark that, man. Use that as the slogan for your entertainment law firm, man. That you'll be we putting out, man. Excellent. Now, man, we talked all this law, man, but you are also a model. You are on the shoot once again for Patrol Grooming. There's gonna be some great content that's coming out. You're gonna see, Darius, man, in the mix with that, and so, man, how did you get into modeling, and how are you able to create not only the time but the space to pursue, you know, um, you know, that career as well?
Yeah. So, growing up, like I said, I always wanted to be an actor. And so it kind of, transferred it to me wanting to also do modeling. But, before I never really thought about modeling until back in college. Me and my friends, we would just like randomly take pictures. And you know how teenagers are. They post pictures and post it on Instagram. And so it kind of started to get more serious. And so I don't know. I was just browsing on social media, just trying to get some inspiration, like for different looks, different styles, and I would just play around with it. And then like eventually, I bought my own camera, and I started taking pictures of my friends. They were taking pictures of me, and it got serious from there from that point on. And even to this day, I still take pictures. I have a few of my friends take pictures of me, and I attend different photo shoots. And it's just something that I think I have a passion for modeling. Outside of law. I like feeling good. I like feeling confident, and I just like different styles of clothing. Casual looks, professional looks. Just always just trying different things.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I know you mentioned Will Smith as inspiration. You mentioned Denzel, so I
Mhm.
definitely know he's an inspiration.
Yeah.
Anyone in the modeling field that you saw and said, "Wow, man, like that's a piece of my brand that I want to, help build in that way as well."
Uh, in addition to Will Smith, I would probably say people like Michael B. Jordan. I would say people like who else? Leonardo DiCaprio. Just
Hmm.
anybody who has that professional look, who can pull off both the casual and the professional. I look at a bunch of the NBA shots, the NFL shots, and I just get inspiration from those pages, different suit pages on Instagram and other social media platforms. I just get inspiration from everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
There was this book, it talked about athletes and how many quarterbacks were considered to be, voted the most attractive. Many, these star guards were considered most attractive. And so they found a lot of these star players were also considered most attractive. And so the study, wanted to look into, were they really more attractive and they happen to be just really athletic, or was it a perception?
Hmm.
And what the takeaway was of the study was they ended up being the most confident. And like that confidence attracts,
Right.
people in a particular way. So man, for all the gentlemen that you mentioned, they're very confident. They're when I think of Leonardo DiCaprio, like he's confident, fight a
Mhm.
bear and make all the funny looks, and he be in some real compromising situations,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, in his roles, but he don't care. He gonna give it because he's confident in who he is. Denzel, totally. Like he's so confident in himself, and he doesn't do all these. He's an amazing actor, but he's gonna give you Denzel,
Right.
and nobody's gonna really get him off his pivot. And same for Michael B. Jordan, as well. So confidence is huge.
Mhm.
Would you say is there a key to your confidence? Because you show up, confident on shoot. The model confident. You crushing those exams. Confident. I'm sure in the future when you're gonna be representing some of the biggest, rappers, actors, comedians in the game. So what's your key to confidence?
I would say my daily routine. I think my routine helps a lot with my confidence. Um, I don't really know how to explain how, but I don't know. It's just something about me going up, like my grooming, my morning
Did
routines.
somebody say grooming? Did somebody say, man, they morning routine? It might include
Yes,
some
sir.
patrol grooming. Okay, no doubt. What is that grooming routine, man? You wake up, man. Are you picking up your phone first? You scrolling, man? Or do you have a
If
rule,
I pick
man?
up
Are
my
you
phone, I'm
disciplined?
checking. If I pick up my phone, I'm checking emails. First thing, checking emails, make sure I'm not missing anything. Trying to see what I have planned for my day. But other than that, I make a cup of green tea. I drink a couple of those a day. But other than that, wash my face, brush my teeth, all that good stuff. Put the products in my hair. And I think that in particular, it helps me start off my day tremendously. It helps a lot with my confidence throughout the rest of the day. And I would say sometimes, I'm not as confident, but I gotta fake it till I make it. Sometimes, you gotta fake it.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
like being at home, even if I'm not the most confident, I just show myself I'm still confident. Trying to
Hmm.
basically just like uplift myself every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. That's I think we're living in a space of being authentic. We're
Mm-hmm.
in a space, of being very honest, and yeah, every day it's hard to show up as our best selves. There are so many environments that we walk into, and I know when I go, I remember saying this when I would go to Essence Fest, and it's like you could be in this room and it would be this one caliber type of celebrity, but then
Mm-hmm.
there'd be another, and they are stunting until that next level of a celebrity comes in, and the energy shifts, and it would be interesting seeing like, wow, they're kind of falling back, and you see, their confidence kind of going down to the ascension of the confidence of someone else, and then there'll be
Mm-hmm.
another celebrity, and you mess around and get, a real superstar, in there, like you see the energy shift, and
Mm-hmm.
even amongst, those. So that's always something, and being able to tap into just an internal self-reference of
Yeah.
where our power comes from. And as much as we groom, as much as we look good, want to smell good, our greatest assets for us men as well as women is not our physical. And regardless of what this culture tries to make us do and buy and all those different things, we do that because of who we are inside. And that's
Mm-hmm.
that's how we we show up as our higher selves. And then right now we're just laminating that. We're
Mm-hmm.
laminating the bump patrol, and we're laminating the face wash and everything there. We're laminating ourselves with the dope blazer, and the sneakers and whatever we're doing, but it doesn't make us. Like, we make
Mm-hmm.
that, that's what
Right.
makes our culture, great within it. So man, I got a quick word game I want to man, play with you, man, if you don't mind. Mr.
Okay.
Darius Biddings, if you're down. Okay. Going into entertainment law, uh word game. So pick one. Representing rappers, more so actors or comedians.
Mm. Uh, I would say actors. I would say
Okay.
actors. Yeah.
Okay. And that falls in line with the discipline of how you've been sharing your greater inspirations, the Denzels, man, Will Smith and
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce. Okay. Man, uh, we're so happy, man. Black community has you as a lawyer. Man, we want to look for some reparations, man, moving forward. We need some black
Sir.
brothers like you, man, on the at the table.
Yes, sir.
Man, what's the greatest source of reparations for us at this time? Would it be 500,000 in cash to each Black American, no taxes ever, or free college education for every Black American? Starting with
Mm,
your own son, even though he's gonna be straight, but he would not have to pay for college, and any other Black child in America.
I would definitely say free college education for sure. Because a lot of times people are either intimidated by the thought of college or the cost of college, and I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, and even those who do end up attending college, they have to carry on that debt, following that, and so I think if college was free, it would definitely encourage a lot of Black people to attend and to better their education, and so that they can get into career fields that the majority can't get to. Um, and I feel like even like I said, after college is over, carrying on that debt, I think it would be very beneficial after the fact with them having a degree, for them to be debt free and for them to, get pretty much whatever they want after that point. If they can invest into a home, it has a lot to do with your credit and stuff like that. So definitely college for sure.
Okay. Okay. Man, you're a fashion icon in these fashionable streets, man. If you're wearing fitted slacks, would you go with ankle length, 1 inch above the ankle, or 3 inches above the ankle?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. The reason why I say it depends is because if I'm wearing fitted slacks and like if I'm showing up to work or if I need to go to the courthouse, I'll probably have them probably like ankle length, so I can wear my my dress shoes with the laces. But if it's like a more casual look, I'll probably have it a little higher, probably like an inch or two higher, so I can wear loafers that doesn't have laces in them, and I could probably wear those either with socks, without socks, no show socks. There's different ways you can play around with it.
Okay. Flip it, remix it, do whatever you need to
Yeah.
do with it. You got options, man, no doubt. Uh, you can only do one for the next 90 days. No, yeah, for the next 90 days. Haircut, cologne, or workout.
I'll probably say workout.
Okay. Health is wealth, man. I
Yeah.
like it, man. Okay. Uh Man, next birthday, you may want to do the YOLO fellas trip. Would you go to Brazil for Carnival, the Drake concert in Las Vegas, or man, a turn up festivity in Jamaica?
Mm, I would probably say Brazil, because I think that's been a country where I've always wanted to go to. So I think that would probably be the best trip.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Brazil sounds good to me, man. Let me know,
Hmm.
man, if you make that trip happen, man. With the
Absolutely.
homies. uh, go out to dinner, man. Which one of these four guys would you go out to dinner with, man? For a power chat. Malcolm X, Tupac, Barack Obama, or Johnny Cochran?
I have to pick out of those four.
Out of those four, one.
Hmm. Probably Obama.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Patrol grooming, man. Are we going with the got beard patrol? Where's my beard? Beard patrol. Are we going with a skin patrol, or are we going with bump patrol? You got beard, you got bump, you got skin.
I would say Beard Patrol.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up,
I
man.
really I really like the beard oil.
Okay, so
It
you would
has a
bring
smell
the
to it that I really like. Yeah.
okay. Would you grow out the beard, man, in the law field, man? Would you?
Yeah,
Would you bring
absolutely.
beard gang? Okay, no doubt,
Absolutely.
man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, man. Two more. If you're such a diverse brother, man, you got so many interests, man, so many things that you do. If you were to add on a new hobby, would it be MMA fighting, bungee jumping, or soloing in the church choir uh, for every Sunday for the rest of the year?
Well, it's definitely not bungee jumping. um, I would probably do I'd probably do MMA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Athlete, competitive. Okay. You see what that octagon do.
Uh-huh.
Man, and man, your next 90-day vibe, man. Are you leveling up, taking off, or turning up?
Leveling up.
Absolutely, man. That is dope, man. So man, if you can leave, a rolling out guest, man, that have been viewing, inspired by your journey, man, going into entertainment law, just graduating from FAMU School of Law, man, about to crush, this bar exam, man. What would be your last words of advice, for those that are looking to live a disciplined life while living that YOLO, fulfilling life as well?
I would say it's best to have a balance. Um, you have times where, most of the time you might have to stay focused, but like I said before, you putting in the work is only temporary, and you can still live that YOLO lifestyle, on the weekends. Save it for the weekends, just throughout the week, lock in, lock in, lock in, like I said, and just make sure you keep on grinding, because with the quote, fall down 7 times, get up 8. You never know if that 8th time would have been the time that you would have made it. And if you stop at that seventh fall, you would never even see success. So just keep on going. Just keep on going.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right, man. I kind of jacked up some of these numbers when I was giving that compound effect, but I want to leave people. I love sharing this, man. So, man, help me out if I jack up any of those numbers, man. I'd love to show people really quick, man, that like what that compound effort, what you're saying is lock in, like do the work because it turns into something. Even when you fall down, if you rise and you get up, man. So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna try to go real quick. We got like 2 minutes. I'm gonna squeeze it in, man. But you start off looking for a penny. I got one around here. We all digital nowadays, but you got 1 cent, man. It goes into, man, 2, man, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, $1.28, 2.56. Then you end it with around $5. So that's 10 days where you got $5. That's the green tea. That's all you're getting with it is green tea with it. But you're going from there. You got the $5 within 10 days, and then you keep doubling that penny. It's, man, you got 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, $640, 1280. Let's say 2560, man, you got closer to $5,000 within a 20-day period. So you got 2/3 of the month gone. You got 5,000. You can do some damage with that. Now you can, man, solid deposit, maybe even get a car, but definitely a great deposit on a really dope car. But still, that's nowhere near that million. If you had a choice between a penny, that doubles every month, or a million. So you got that 5,000, 20 days. So on the 21st day, it's 10,000. Then 20, 40,000, 80,000. It's 160,000 on that 25th day. You got 5 more days left, and you're going there. What was the last number I said on there? Where we at? Was it
You said 20,000.
we was at 5,000 on the 20th day. Then we got 10, 20,
Yeah.
80, 40, 80, 160,000, 320,000, 640,000. Now we have 1.2 million, 2.5 million. In 30 days, that's 5 million. And if it's a 31 day, just like what May is, that's 10 million. So that's what a little bitty penny does. And I try to show that, my bad earlier with, numbers. I wanted to get through to some of those questions, man. But man, like we need to know that the little things add up. Like if somebody wants to be really, bench press, whatever, because they're trying to make the football team, like you can start off with do them 50 push-ups a day. You ain't going to be super swole, but it turns into something.
Right.
If you're trying to, become really good at math, put in an extra 30 minutes, on the algebra. You're not going to be a genius at the end of that day or the end of that week. Just like, but man, you keep putting in that work, and those small steps, done consistently turn into massive, extraordinary results. And, that's what you show. You're just an example of the compound effect, man. And, all the success that you're having and you'll continue to have. So, man, thanks, Darius, man. Let us know how we can follow you online. And what's next for you?
Yeah. So my Instagram is at Biddings. It's my first initial, my first name and my last name, Biddings. What's next? Man, it's gonna be a long and rough next couple of months. I take the bar exam on July 26th and 27th. So, I have to lock in myself to make sure I'm as prepared as I can be for that. And then after that point on, it's life. Make the success after that.
Absolutely, man. So, man, the key words for the day, the two, man, that you shared with us, lock in, lock all the way in, man. I'm looking forward to a future rolling out interview, man, where, once you have one of the largest entertainment law firms, man, in the nation, man, and they had this interview, man. And if I try to drop a mixtape, man, 5 years from now, man, I know the perfect entertainment lawyer to roll to, man. But man, Darius, thanks a lot, man. Once again, salute for all you're doing, man. Man, well-rounded, incredible professional, and you're just getting started. So I love to share this, man. Start at the top and work your way up. It's exactly what you're doing, man. So no doubt. One time for Patrol Grooming, y'all make sure that y'all keep it smooth, man. Y'all keep the beard on point, man. Y'all keep the bumps away. Like this is like the
that's some good
savior.
stuff right there.
It is good stuff. Looks good, smells good, man. Feel good. You know, I leave with the Deion Sanders quote, man. You look good. Man, you feel good. You feel good. You play good. You play good. They pay good, man. So we'll get to the bag, but man, get to a higher self. So once again, design a dialogue, man. Hopefully, got some great gems from Darius. With the winning formula to a discipline, YOLO life. Put in that work, then you can have fun.
Absolutely.
Peace.